Welcome back to another video on the law of attraction. Now in today's video, I want to talk about fear and how fear is basically killing all of our dreams. That's the number one thing that's preventing people from actually reaching their goals and getting the things that they want. So if you think about it, if people didn't have fear, they would just go for it. They would just literally go for what they want. And it wouldn't matter if they failed because there's absolutely no fear. No fear of judgment, no fear of losing, no fear of pain, no fear of nothing. So people would be unstoppable if everybody would just not have any fear. So the law of attraction, and I always say this, that the law of attraction is not some mystical thing that you sit and visualize and then magically something comes to you. Fear is basically the part of law of attraction, or it is actually law of attraction, because law of attraction is basically the things that you want is out there. It's already there, but your own fear is stopping you and stopping the things that you want to come into your life. Because in order to get that thing that you actually want, you just need to take a step. You literally just need to get up and go for it. You can take any example. If you want to have a partner in life, yes, you can have all kinds of prior experiences with toxic people that didn't work out, but it doesn't stop you from trying another one and another one and another one until you find the right person. If you want to make money, start a business, you can literally think of 100 ideas today that will make you money. What is stopping you from just literally now, in this very moment, while watching this video, getting up and taking the first step? If you're thinking about starting a coffee shop, I don't have money, I don't have the opportunity, I don't know how to. You can learn, you can ask for money, you can work for money, you can borrow money, you can do whatever. You can literally get up right now, not even finish this video, and go out and go do it and move yourself towards that goal. So fear is stopping people. So let me give you this example. I was talking to somebody. It was a lady. She was about 45, I think, 45, 46. And she was struggling with relationships, didn't have a partner, desperately wanted a partner. And I said, well, okay, we were in a crowded area, and I said, let me find the first guy that's fairly good looking. You can see that he's kind of looking after himself. And I'm going to introduce you. It's a random guy. I don't know him. You don't know him. Well, obviously single guy. So let's find the first one. Let's ask 10 people, 20 people, 100 people. Doesn't matter until we find decent looking single guy that's more or less your age and moving together. Why not? You don't know him, he doesn't know you, moving together. And the immediate response after me saying that was like, no, I can't do that, I don't know him. So the response, the reason, is the mind coming up with an immediate defense to stop your body, stop you consciously from taking an action that the subconscious mind believes will put you in danger. So that wasn't even thought through. It was just the quickest, most accessible, most plausible excuse that lady could come up with. So it makes sense. I can't because I don't know. So immediately I said, there's something deeper. Something deeper is preventing you. It wasn't a thought through thing where she was like, that can work, but I think I don't want to, or I want to because I'm concerned about this or that or the other thing. It's literally, without even thinking about it, she just said, I can't because I don't know him. So in other words, there's no real reason. It's literally the most plausible excuse that woman's subconscious mind could come up with. So there's something deeper. So in that case, she had to go deeper. And I said, listen, let's go deeper. What exactly are you afraid of? Why not? What's the worst thing that can happen? You try it out. Let's say you get a willing partner, willing person. Try it out. If it doesn't work after one day, you call it quits, you move out. If it doesn't work after 6 months, you call it quits, you move out. And that's an experience. That's a fail, sure, but it's also an experience. So the next time you do it, you've got more experience and you know how to do it better, what to look out for, but you have to make that move. So for most people, if I say to you, listen, start a business. Let's say you want to make some money, and I say, listen, so let's think of any business idea and start a business. And you say immediately, well, I can't, I don't have money. Then that means the subconscious mind just came up with an excuse because there's something deeper. Because yes, you don't have money, no shit, but you can get money. You can ask for money. But there's a deeper rooted fear that's holding you back from doing that. Because we all know, in order to start a business, you need some money, maybe. Not in all cases, but sometimes you need some money. How do you get money? We all know, you either borrow from the bank, you ask for investors, you ask your family, you work and you take your life savings, you cash out your pension fund, or whatever the case might be, and you do that. So you need to go deeper, because if you never step over that line, you're never going to get anywhere, and you're going to be in this rut for the rest of your life. You're never going to achieve the things that you actually want, because all of us have these dreams, but we don't want to change. We don't want to take the risk. So we just want to we want to remain the same person, but still have the things. That's why all of these law of attraction gurus that say, you could just manifest out of thin air everything you want. You just sit back and relax and you close your eyes and you visualize these things every single day, and then it will show up in your front door. That's not the case. In order to move yourself or get yourself in alignment with the things that you want that is not currently part of your life, you would have to change fundamentally. And the only time or the only way you can change is to go through hardship, is to go through struggle. Because you need to, that defense mechanism, that little mold that's you, need to break down. You need to break that down in order to build up a new you. A new you that will resonate vibrationally with the thing that you want. Now, in most cases, the things that people want are quite out there, quite big. Like, I'm overweight, I'm like 100 pounds overweight, and I want to be a supermodel. I don't have any money, I'm 100K in debt, but I want to be a millionaire, right? Those are the two the extreme contrast, the contrast that people actually, or that people usually want. So you can imagine that in order to get there, you're not going to sit around on the couch and visualize and things are going to work out there. It's just not going to happen. You need to literally become a different person. You need to go through a ton of struggles. Think about any sports person that's one of the top of in their game, in their craft. How did they get there? Did they just wake up at the age of 30 and start playing the sport, and because they've been visualizing 2 years prior that they will be the best, and then they just showed up and naturally they've just downloaded all of the skills to get there from the universe? It doesn't work that way. They had to go through struggle and an immense amount of failures and get back up and learn from those failures and move on. So there's no point in holding on to that fear, in submitting to that fear. There's absolutely no point. If you are somebody that says, okay, one day I'm going to achieve this, one day I will get that, I just need to find the right technique. Guess again, you're not going to reach your goals unless you are willing to face the obstacles, face your fear, and go for it and try. So we can take any example. We can take getting a life partner. You need to get out there and put yourself in that situation. Approach some people and risk being rejected. Because what happens is that in all cases, the problem seems massive until you face it. Then you realize it's not that big anymore. But what's also true is that problem will eventually become much bigger the longer you let it go without facing it. If you are in debt and you don't want to face that debt will become bigger. If you don't want to approach that person because you want a relationship, you don't want to approach that person, now you're in your prime. You have a little bit of confidence maybe. But in 10 years time or 20 years time, you are older, you've got no experience with relationships, you don't look as good as you did today. So now your confidence is slowly diminishing. So that problem then becomes bigger the longer you leave it. But the time is now to listen, to literally say, okay, what do I want? And I want that. Why do I not get up and do it? Because I fear XYZ. And then ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Yes, I can be humiliated. Yes, I can be laughed at. Yes, I can lose my money. Yes, I can have to start over and lose everything I've built up. Yes, I can lose the respect. Whatever the case might be, ask yourself, is it really worth retaining that little respect or dignity or money or nest egg or whatever you have, and exchanging that for your dreams that you will never reach? Saying to yourself, listen, okay, I'm probably never going to reach my potential. I'm going to grow old and die. Bob Proctor always say that, I can't remember the exact words, but it's something along the line of, we hope that we make it safely till death. Meaning, we play it safe just so we can grow old and die. Because that's the ultimate. Instead of taking the risk, because if something's not going to kill you, I'm not saying go wrestle an alligator, because that's probably what people would do if we didn't have that element of fear, or that emotion or feeling, but which won't be the wisest thing to do. But ask yourself, is this thing going to kill me? Yes, it might humiliate me, sure. But the effect of it, how big I make it in my mind at the moment, is not nearly as big as the actual reality. And the only way you can see that is through actually taking that action, taking the risk and failing. Because the humiliation that you thought would be massive might only affect you 10%. And then you go do it again. And now it only affects you 5%. And then you go to do it again. Now it's 1%. And you go do it again. And now it doesn't affect you at all. And now, once you've overcome that, because that's a natural part of the process, is you become almost desensitized to the fear that's irrational in your mind. And then eventually, if you reach that point where that thing does not affect you anymore, now you're on a roll. Now you can literally go and approach 20 people a day. And the rejection that initially was an actual rejection would not even be present anymore, because you don't bring that energy. You're not looking for that rejection every time. And then eventually, because you have to get yourself in a position where you can try 20 different avenues or 1,000 different avenues in order to get the right one. But if you don't take that first step, you're never going to get through the first 5, let alone the first 1,000, in order for you to find what you're looking for, or to get and attract what you're looking for. It's almost like looking for gold and diamonds. If you pick up the first rock and get negative about it and throw it out, you're never going to find that diamond. But if you pick up rock after rock and turn every stone, you might actually eventually find something that is worth the effort. So fear is, let me explain to you a little bit about fear and what is fear and why do we have it. So we all know, it's kind of self-explanatory, that fear is there to keep us alive, right? It's there to keep us safe. Like I said earlier, so that we don't go out and now wrestle an alligator or jump off the roof of a building and die prematurely, because that would not be very effective. But what happens, how the mind works, and won't go into too much detail, but we've got obviously a conscious and a subconscious mind. So as we go through life and have experiences, those experiences get stored in the subconscious mind for later recall. It's like when you burn your hand when you're 5 years old on an open flame, on a fire. your mind retains that in the subconscious mind. So the next time you see a fire or an open flame, you are going to know that that thing's going to potentially hurt me or kill me, so I'm not going to go near that. That's the purpose of the subconscious mind, storing all of that information, putting it in categories almost from a very bad to not so bad almost, so that we know what to steer clear of and which things to go towards, those that cause us pain and those that cause us pleasure. So what happens is that we learn things in life through the conscious, gets processed, stored in the subconscious. And that's how fear is born. Because somebody said to us, don't speak out of line, or don't approach those people because they might reject you, or you're not good enough, or there are 20 people in front of you, so you'll never get a shot, or whatever the case might be. And that gets stored in our subconscious mind. And then we don't want to get rejected, because that's our two main values, is obviously life and acceptance. So we don't want to get killed, or we don't want to get rejected. And that's why we've got all of these information stored in the subconscious mind that will prevent us from taking certain actions, because as we think about an action, we run it through the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind says, no, I'm not going to do it because you might get rejected, and that's a bad thing, so don't do it. And what happens the subconscious mind will then control the body. So you might be motivated, you watch this video and you get motivated and you say, okay, I've always had this dream, I'm going to go for it. And then tomorrow morning, when you wake up ready to go, now all of a sudden you get sick, or you feel absolutely low energy, or you've got a headache, or whatever. It's your subconscious mind controlling the body, knowing exactly what to do to demotivate you, to deter you from taking that action that might lead to a result that might put you in danger or in harm's way, or get you rejected, or whatever the case might be. So you need to consciously be aware of that. So how the subconscious mind gets reprogrammed, because that program is stored in the subconscious and will never leave until you reprogram it. So the only way you can reprogram it, or the best way, is through, well, not the best way, but certain people do it through repetition, saying that the opposite to what they actually believe. But sometimes you're not aware of what words to say that will actually be strong enough to reprogram your subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind will eventually get reprogrammed if you do that, but it might take years. The easiest way for your subconscious mind to get reprogrammed is to observe the reality through the 5 senses. The subconscious mind believes everything all the information that it perceives through the 5 senses, what we see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Because that it knows is the reality. That is a tangible thing. So if you fear something, some outcomes of some situation, and you go for it, and you see you physically see or experience a different outcome to what than what you envisioned or imagined, then immediately your subconscious mind goes, okay, I didn't know that's possible, but now I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, I'm experiencing it. So now I'm rewriting that. And that's literally what Joe Dispenza always says, that's that river of change. You need to take that first step into that river of change. It's going to feel uncomfortable because your subconscious mind will keep fighting it. But as soon as you overcome that, as soon as you go for it anyway, get the result, whether it's favorable or not, but get the result that you didn't get rejected or you didn't die, then the subconscious mind goes, well, okay, it's different than what I thought, so let me reprogram. So then the next step, the next time you have to do it, it's much easier, almost 50% easier. And the third time, now it starts to see a pattern. The subconscious mind will start to begin to see a pattern to say, you know what, this is really not so bad as I thought. So I'm not going to control the body anymore. I'm not going to prevent this person from taking that step. So it becomes much easier to take that step. So be ridiculous, be bold, be absolutely crazy almost. If you want to get into a relationship, take that step. And if you are 40 years old or 20 or whatever the case might be, and you are single and you want to meet some people, start dating some people. If you want to make money, if you want to not do your job, your day job anymore, all you need to do is think about something and commit to it. That's it. Commit to it. What's the worst that can happen? You can fail. And then you just get up and you try again and you fail again. And as you fail, you get better at it. And before you know it, within 12 months' time, you're a completely different person and you view that problem completely different. You don't view it as a problem anymore. You view it as a challenge that you are obsessed about overcoming. That's the power of actually taking that first step and overcoming that fear. If you want to lose weight, so many people, I mean, I almost want to say more people are struggling with being overweight than there are people that are actually in good condition. So, and nobody wants to be overweight. I bet very few people want to actually be overweight. But what's holding them back? Fear of being judged at the gym, fear of not following through and picking up more weight, fear of whatever the case might be, fear of losing that dopamine fix that gets them through the day. Because that's a terrible, terrible idea to know that, okay, whatever advice has been getting me through the day for the last 30 years, I need to now part ways with it. That's a tremendously scary idea, but you won't die, right? So you just need to literally take that first step and then take that second step and that third step. So the law of attraction, you might think, what does this have to do with the law of attraction? This is just some motivational video or some guy saying, get over your fear. But it's got everything to do with the law of attraction. As long as you hold on to that fear, the law of attraction cannot bring in any opportunities. Well, it might bring you some opportunities, but you're never going to take it. So how do you want to manifest, use the law of attraction to manifest those things that you want, if you know for a fact that you're not willing to take the risk? Because law of attraction is not life in general. It's not all about just giving. It's literally by law. There's a law of giving and receiving, means which says that you have to give in order to receive. And in fact, you have to give first before you can receive. So if you have to give first, but you're not willing to take that step, that thing that you want will always elude you for the rest of your life, and it will become harder, and it will move further away from you as time goes on. The longer you linger in this space where you're too scared to take action, the further away your dreams and desires will get from you. So the lesson of today is that the law of attraction is waiting for you, literally waiting for you to brave up. Can't say man up, woman up, whatever you want to call it, but get the courage needed in order to take that first step. And you have to be smart about it. Just before I conclude, you have to be smart about it. If something is weighing you down so much and it's such a big thing in front of you, then start with something else. Start with something smaller, or try and reframe it into something else that you can first accomplish before moving on to the next step. If something is in front of you, and it's just too big for you to actually take that first step, it can always be broken down into smaller chunks, and you can always find something that you are brave enough to overcome and to actually do. And those tiny steps will lead up to something much greater, and lead up to your ability to actually overcome that big thing, that big problem that you've always had, or that big fear that you've always had. So unfortunately, the law of attraction is not sitting and visualizing. The law of attraction is overcoming fear. That's the gist of it. That's basically the law, the universal law, and you need to just listen to it and take that first step. So if you need help, because for a lot of people it's such a daunting and scary place to be in, especially if you have to go through it alone. So if you need help in restructuring, reframing, some motivation, whatever the case might be, then feel free to contact me. You can always reach me in the link in the description of this video, and then schedule a session with me, and I'll see if I can help you out. But thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next one.